Hi there, I'm Jason. I am the founder of Onward Rising and the creator of the Core Confidence Method. So if you've made it to this video, that means probably you've booked in a call with me, or maybe you've just navigated over to my website to try and learn more about the Core Confidence program. So today, we're going to take advantage of this opportunity to have you here, and we're going to discuss how your child can address executive functioning deficits so that they can become confident. And you see here, this is the logo for my company, Onward Rising. And the Goals, Habits, Growth is indicative of the motto that I came up with during my 13 years running the Student Success Program at Burton Burton Academy. And the Goals, Habits, Growth is the genesis of the Core Confidence program, which I will describe in a little bit more in this video. So this video is really intended to help us set up, if you've booked a call with me or planning on booking a call with me, the purpose of this video is to make sure that that time together is well spent. And I would say really the first thing is to really make sure you're checking in with your child before the call. Make sure that they're ready and available for this type of work. We can do great things with kids, but it really does start with the buy-in from the student. And if possible, they should be on that call with you because we really want to connect with everyone as a team and work together right from the start to build a productive work environment to serve everybody. For the call, let's make sure you're in a quiet spot with no other distractions so that everyone can be fully engaged. It is a Zoom call. Face-to-face is always better. So don't try and make this happen during a car ride or something. Pick a time where you could really be focused and present and engaged. Make sure that you accept the calendar invite that gets sent to you. And also, my team will be reaching out with texts and phone calls just to confirm your call, especially if you've booked in advance without talking to someone on our team. We want to check in and make sure that you are going to be able to make it and make sure that it's a good fit for you. So please do respond to those communications so that we can keep that time on the calendar. And then finally, I want to show you this here. This might be something that you could pause and look at with your teen and take a moment to discover which of the following 8 domains of executive functioning are the ones that your child is strong in, and also which of the following 8 domains are the ones that they will probably be needing some more support in. So if you can come to the call with a good idea of my child is really good at emotional regulation, but they're struggling with time management or something like that, that would give us a real good anchor for our conversation. So today's goals, all right? Goal 1, quick intro about who we are and what we do. Goal 2 is the roadmap to building executive functioning skills, which I will share with you. And then goal 3, how our Core Confidence program can help you and your child, and also how you can get started. So if you've booked in a call with me, you've already done the first thing towards getting started, but we're going to give you a little bit more about that in this call. So who is this video for? We're really looking for those parents of ADHD or neurodivergent students who want their child to develop strong executive functioning skills. They might not be all the way there yet, but we're here to try and help bring them to that next level. We're looking for parents who are really worried about their children. They see them losing confidence and falling behind, and the parents know that it's not because your kid's not smart, but because they need to develop better habits and skills. We want to connect with the parents who value their child's education and understand that it takes a village to help them build that bright future and a solid career path. We are also trying to find those parents that are prepared to invest the time, the energy, the effort to get their kid the support that they need, and that they understand that growth is an investment and is going to take some time and energy. And then finally, we're looking for parents who are really hoping to find that clear and actionable plan to help their child stay motivated to enjoy a fruitful and engaging educational experience. So you might be wondering one of these questions. You might be wondering, why is your child struggling to get schoolwork done? There's a lot of reasons for that, and that would really be a place where we could start the conversation as far as what are the barriers, what are the things that are getting in the way. You might be wondering why you feel so frustrated and why support for this topic is so hard to find. It is a frustrating thing, especially if you know your kid is intelligent and their intelligence is not showing up in their schoolwork and in their other forms of assessment. And it's really hard to find help because not a lot of people really love this work. I do. I love to get the light bulb to turn on for kids. But it's hard to find a good coach who can make this kind of progress with kids in a purposeful way. You might be wondering why your kid is feeling stuck and defeated, and this might be because there's years behind them that have gotten them to this spot, and you also might be feeling like your efforts not only might not be helping, but might be making things worse. This is a really good time to bring in some reinforcements and to stop trying to do it all yourself, and to understand that sometimes kids learn better from someone who is not a parent. Now, why doesn't everyone just do this program, right? Here are some reasons why most students don't take advantage of this opportunity to truly reach their potential with executive functioning. I often hear from parents the following objections. A lot of times they might ask me, well, the timing is not right. My kid's been struggling with this for years, and I think it just might be too late. Or they might be telling me that my kid is super busy and overprogrammed, and they don't have any time to take on more. Usually when those kids are overprogrammed, there's also an element of them being stressed out and not being able to use their time efficiently when they do sit down to work. So by us taking a place to process and plan and organize, we can actually help your child to be more efficient in their use of time, and therefore the time that they have seems to last longer because they're learning better strategies for managing their time. Going back to that first point, if the kid believes or you believe that things are fixed, that's just never the case. There's always an opportunity to grow and to change. It requires good coaching. It requires a really intentional program, and we have that. We're here to offer that to you. So if you're not really feeling like you believe, or your kid's not feeling like they believe, let's have that conversation. Let me lay it out for you to help you understand how they absolutely can change. There might be some concerns about virtual learning. I know that during the COVID years, we were all struggling to make any kind of learning happen online, but a lot has changed since then, and we are in a very different place now, and these tools have been developed, as has our strategies and skills. Also, the virtual environment allows your child to access the learning in a very different place and way than the classroom. They can open up and connect with other kids from across the country who are struggling with similar things, and the virtual groups allow us to do that. Because this is a group class that we're offering. Money, a lot of people think having a tutor is super expensive, and that might be true for certain tutors. I could tell you that our program is individually designed to meet the needs of individual students and families. We work really hard to not let money be the barrier. I have some very specific examples over the past months of families that we were able to onboard despite challenging personal circumstances, because I've made a career out of serving low income and at-risk students, and I really am carrying that over into this work that I'm doing now. So please, if the program seems like a good fit and your kid wants in, let's just have a conversation about money and know that I'm firmly committed to not letting money be the barrier. And finally, I mentioned this earlier, the group setting. Some people think the group setting is not effective. My kid only learns one-on-one, and your kid might learn one-on-one, but what I've found is that the one-on-one setting takes a lot longer to make progress. When there's a group and we have a group cohesion and conversations between teens, things start to click and happen faster because they're supporting each other and they're building a community. And together, we can be stronger. So this is a group model. We keep the groups real small, 5 max, because we want everyone to have individual attention. But let's talk about it. And if these are your concerns, bring them to the conversation with me so that we can talk about it. So how do I know all this? I know all this because I've been doing this for a long time. This is me over here with my son Ivan on my shoulders, and I have 25 years experience in teaching, the last 15 specifically in this field of developing executive functioning and skills. And I started the Onward Rising company because I wanted to find a way to help more students to enjoy school and learning. I wanted to expand my influence beyond just the kids in my classroom. You can see here I'm still teaching in the classroom, and this is what I'm doing in my afternoons and my evenings. And this is my passion, though. My passion is really about developing executive functioning skills. I've helped hundreds of students achieve actionable steps towards their dreams. And many of those students now are living their dreams. And if you take a look at our group, our Facebook group, you'll see that I have weekly live sessions where I bring back these alumni and we share ways that they've been able to reach beyond executive functioning struggles to succeed in their lives. I've created this program, and my vision is to expand that to reach kids across the country so that everyone can have access to this opportunity to feel good about themselves and feel good about their learning. So
I'm a recent college.
What's possible? This is just a quick little video
I'm a recent
that discusses what's possible from the work that we do together. I'm going to turn my camera off for a moment while I play this video.
college graduate. I'm barely making by with just a part-time job at the moment. And within 30 minutes of talking to Jason Perkament, I have found a person of contact, created a schedule that would make me money, created a plan to get my permit. And what's really great about Jason Perkament is that he
pushed me, especially when I wanted to give up.
Supporting me and advocating for me, and
Goals, Habits, Growth is the motto he created, and then he dug in and he innovated.
He puts a lot of effort into getting to know his students, and
he's helped me do so much at BBA.
It helped me relieve the worries that I had going on of not knowing what I wanted to do. My parents couldn't answer the questions that I had, and he was this mentor that I knew was just one text away, always. I knew that I could always go to Jason.
I really struggled with my mental health, and I felt that he was the one person that I could really open up to about that kind of thing. He saw my potential.
Jason's one of the best teachers I've ever had.
Okay, so thank you for taking a moment just to view that and get some perspective in the words of the students who I have worked with. So are you ready to put your child's future into your hands and to create this opportunity for them? Let's talk a little bit more about what that opportunity is. What is core confidence? So based on my work in the Success Program and also my 25 years of teaching experience, I've taken all of my best practices and synthesized them into this framework. Core confidence, the core is an acronym, and it's the framework for the work that we do in our group classes with the students. And we really believe and we know that by helping students firmly establish a pathway that they could achieve anything they put their mind to. So what does core mean? All right. Step one of core, pillar one, is clarifying. We are clarifying goals. All right. That's the first thing that we do. We want to make sure that the students know what they're trying to accomplish. Many students struggle not because they're incapable, but because they don't know what they're trying to do. So that's the first step, is getting really clear on what the goals are and what you're trying to do. A lot of times it's blamed on motivation. The kid is motivated. No, I don't think that's normally the case. I think all kids have a motivation. It's just trying to find what are they trying to work towards. If they understand the purpose, if they understand their own goals, short and long term, then they're a lot easier to attain those things. So often kids will shut down and have low self-esteem, and they just stop striving because they're lacking a real sense of purpose. Okay, I put it in this way. I think about it like this. This is an IKEA chair. You would never try to put an IKEA chair together without instructions. So why are we trying to expect kids to develop skills in school without really clearly helping them identify what are the skills they're trying to accomplish? What does it look like to build those skills? Giving them a roadmap and a plan. So that's what this is. We begin with really clear goals that we can build on. All right. So from there, we begin to organize. We're organizing for success. So we're taking the goal that we have in place. And even after students have developed goals, they might not have the tools to really reach those goals. So that's our next step, is to begin to help them take the time to select the tools and then to learn how to use them and give them some practice using those tools. So you start with a goal and then you build structures around that goal so that you can attain it. This is hyper individualized. Everything we do is individualized to meet the needs of the students in our care. But it gives them a really strong structure in which to develop their goals and begin to put these plans into action. So it's like this, tools, right? You wouldn't give a kid a woodworking tool like a router here and then just expect them to make a cabinet. Like, that's just not reasonable, right? So instead, we choose the right tool for the job. Is the router the right tool for the job? Not if you're trying to saw something, but if you're trying to make some inlay, then yes, it's the right tool. Now, how do we use that tool? How do we set the depth? Now let's practice using that tool. Let's try new things. Let's mess up a few things And then finally, we'll get to a place where we could realize our best selves. Okay, so clarifying a goal, organizing for success, and then refining the habits is next. So if you have a really clear understanding of what you're trying to do and you have good systems in place that are helping you to do it, but there's still an issue that you're having a hard time resolving, probably it's something to do with habits. And so that's where the work comes with the groups where we can all talk together, and also myself and my co-teacher as mentors, where we spend time diagnosing their habits and really having some honest conversations. This is where the buy-in is so essential from the student, and helping them to develop and strengthen pathways towards their own goals. And then once they begin to feel success, then it creates that positive feedback loop that keeps them engaged and moving forward. Okay, another example is like if you were a coach, a sports coach. Okay, if a hockey coach wants to improve the play of his players, he needs to develop the habits, we would call those mechanics, of good skating, good stick handling, good shooting. Okay, we have the goal, we have systems in place, and now we actually really need to work on like refining those habits so that they can attain the goal that they're looking for. Which brings us to our final pillar, CORE, elevate. And that's about the mindset, okay? That's about maintaining a positive mindset and seeing challenges as opportunities. This is a hard one, and this is where the mentorship coming from me and my co-teacher is really so important, because we spend a lot of time throughout the class. These things are not always linear, right? The growth mindset gets incorporated into all the work that we do, but we spend a lot of time fostering that proper mindset. And then under our mentorship, the kids really learn to believe in themselves and take action that align with their personal values and goals. We don't climb the mountain because it's easy. We climb the mountain to reach the top, for the sense of accomplishment, for the view. The climbing the mountain is hard, but it is well worth it. And I would say the same thing about the work that we do in this program. So just a quick recap, okay? Executive functioning is a skill that can be learned. It is not fixed. 2, we have a proven plan that will help your child to develop any skill that they want. And 3, the roadmap to getting there is CORE, clarifying goals, organizing for success, refining habits, and then elevating the mindset. Okay, so is your child ready for success? I go back to that original question, okay? Talk to your kids. Don't surprise them with this. Let's get them involved from the very beginning in the conversation about how we can help them to be the best version of themselves. And you could remind them that in life, there are always 3 choices. You could just kind of guess at it and hope you find the right way. You could work really, really hard, harder than everyone else, and overpower deficits, or you could work within a proven framework to develop targeted skills to help you grow in an expedited fashion. I hope that it's this third one that we're ready to work on together, and I will see you on the call. If you have not yet booked a call, but you're on my website, there's a link right there for you to book a call. So I look forward to hearing from you. Please look out for communication from my team confirming your call, and just understand that we're in this to help. We have the right intentions. We're in this for community. We're in this to build capacity in your child. So let's work together and let's get there, okay? I look forward to seeing you on that call.